I'm just going to say for the record, I'm disappointed to see lifespan cut, and I hope you're going to advocate for its restoration. I also have a number of questions for the master plan for aging, but I'd like to follow up with you afterwards offline, just for the sake of time. So I'll start. I see a small note in your testimony about NYSOFA partnering with GoGo Grandparent, a targeted ride-sharing service to increase the transportation options and economic opportunities for older adults. And I know you know for years I've been trying to highlight the transportation challenges that older New Yorkers face, and I carried the bill that would establish a pilot program where older New Yorkers could trade in their vehicles for transportation credits. I'm just wondering if you can talk about the GoGo Grandparent partnership.
I certainly can, Senator, and thanks for that. And your last point was the economically sustainable transportation project that we started years ago that wound up never taking off the ground, unfortunately. But yeah, so, you know, and again, I think all of these things we're talking about really address, I think, some of the misinformation in the audit. These are the types of things that we've been doing for the last 2 years. So GoGo Grandparent originally started by training people specifically in the needs of older adults, and it was using Lyft and Uber. Since our partnership with them, now you can directly sign up with GoGo Grandparent to be a driver. So that's what I mean by the economic opportunity. You can actually have, not only with GoGo Grandparent, but get set up. Individuals who are older can join the gig economy and actually get paid for what they're doing. So what we're doing now is we've developed a campaign that really has 3 phases. We're working with Becky Prevey and the Association on Aging, with some of our counties, with NYSAC. We have capacity in quite a few counties, meaning there's a lot of drivers that are already part of GoGo Grandparents. So we're going to be targeting older adults in those areas that the service is available, targeting caregivers that this service is available, because an older adult may say, I don't need the ride because my son gives me a ride 4 days a week, but the son would say, no, that would be really helpful. And then build capacity in the rest of the state where we don't have drivers yet. So we had already begun that partnership, and then the governor proposed in my budget an additional $500,000 to do those 3 things. I am super excited about this.
Good, that's great. I'm going to go on to my next question because I don't want to run out of time. You know, while nursing home oversight does not fall under your administration's purview, the long-term care ombudsman program does. And as you know, the state directly and indirectly shut the program down during the pandemic, leaving an already vulnerable population without critical advocates. So knowing this, do you believe that the state effectively prioritized the health and safety of older New Yorkers throughout the pandemic? And do you believe that the state should perform a full review of its pandemic response, especially as it relates to older New Yorkers, really to better understand what was done well and what wasn't, and to ensure we are better prepared to protect this population if and when we face a future pandemic crisis?
So, you know, to say it was a difficult situation for residents and families would be an understatement. I guess I'll leave you with this, Senator. You never know where you're going until you know where you've been.
Right. Absolutely. And that's why I am a firm believer that we have to look back and delve into what went wrong and what went right. So thank you for that. My next question, though, is very interested to see a $500,000 appropriation to develop the state master plan for aging. Can you describe the process you'll undertake to complete the plan? Is it expected that additional funding would follow to then implement the plan? And is there a time frame established for this process?
Yep. So the $500,000 you talked about is for this year. There's also in the financial plan $1 million for next year. We have foundations like the Hartford Foundation, the Atlantic Philanthropies, SCAN, the Health Foundation of Western and Central New York. There are other there's over 200 organizations. So as I mentioned, we have developed a draft implementation plan that we have had conversations with the governor's office on. You know, this is a multi-year effort, I would suspect, given all the pieces that are in there, including long-term care reform. So one of the ideas I have is, you know, there was a bill passed to reimagine long-term care. I believe that was Senator May's bill. Those types of things all need to be folded into this. But the master plan, Senator, which is what I like about the master plan and age-friendly, is it's not just about older people. There's a huge focus on that, and rightly so. This is birth to death. What do communities need to do? How do you pull all the various agency and sub-agencies at the community level together to create environments that are healthy, for people to grow up and grow old. And that's really the opportunity I think that we have, and really a signature piece for this governor.
Great. Oh, excellent. Thank you. Thanks, Director.